Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News, some latest events in the province, and now coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, on August 11, the TayNinhTV Department of Information and Communications collaborated with the organizing committee of the Southern Region Traditional Sport Festival of Information and Communication in 2023 to commemorate the Department of Post and Telematics 18th anniversary. The TayNinhTV Department of Information and Communication has been in operation for 15 years. Mr. Trần Ngọc Bình, former Deputy Minister of Information and Communications, attended the ceremony. Mr. Nguyễn Thành Tâm, Secretary of the Bronzo Party Committee and Chairman of the Bronzo People Council, was present, as was Mr. Nguyễn Đức Trong, standing Vice Chairman of the Bronzo People Committee. Delivering congratulatory remarks, standing Vice Chairman of the Bronzo People Committee, Nguyễn Đức Trong, expressed his hope that the information and communication industry in general and the Department of Information and Communication in particular would continue the historic mission in the digital transformation and development on the planet in the spirit of courage, dedication, creativity, love, in order to successfully complete the desired task. Mr. Yu Xuân Trường, Director of the Radio Television Station and former Deputy Director of the Department of Information and Communication, spoke movingly about the growth of the information and communication industry at the ceremony. Simultaneously, we hope that in the future, relevant units will work together to build digital information, allowing people to access public service and perform administrative procedures quickly and conveniently. After 15 years of construction and development, the TayNinhTV Department of Information and Communication is well aware of its role and responsibility in advising on information and communication, particularly in the new period. The province is currently promoting the Digital Transformation Program, which is making tangible contribution to the province's socio-economic development. In the morning of August 12, the organizing committee of the 15th Southern Region Traditional Sport Festival of Information and Communications in the province 2023 held the ceremony to visit the Mater Cemetery of the Postal and Telecommunication Sector in the district. Former Deputy Minister of Information and Communication Mr. Trần Ngọc Bình attended the ceremony. It is Mr. Trần Như Hòa, Vice Chairman of the Information and Communication Industry Union, as well as leaders and former leaders of agency and unit under the Ministry of Information and Communication, Departments of Information and Communications of Southern Province and cities, and allies competing in the sport festival. During the visitation ceremony, delegates offered incense and served a minute of spiritual silence before bowing respectfully to remember the souls of heroes as martyrs. Generations of officials and employees of the information and communication sector in general and the Southern Postal Information Force in particular have always been completely loyal to the party and the people of the country during the country's more than 20-year resistance war against the U.S. Officers and soldiers of the postal telecommunication are undeterred, keeping their faith, not afraid of hardship, sacrifice, ingenuity, courage, and creativity, and successfully completed the task, making an important contribution to the cause of national liberation and national reunification. The Mater Cemetery of the Postal and Telecommunication Sector was built in 1985 in Thanh Tây Commun, district, and is the final resting place for nearly 250 postal and telecommunication matters. After an exciting competition, the tennis tournament within the framework of the 15th Information and Communication Industry Traditional Sport Festival, TayNinhTV in 2023, was a great success. More than 50 athletes gave the audience 30 beautiful matches in the spirit of solidarity and chance and learning from each other. In the men's double, the athletes competed in a round robin for one round to calculate the ranking points. The remaining two events are the male leader doubles and the women men's double. The athletes divide the competition table and select the pairs of athletes to compete in the semi-finals and the final. The final result in the men's double, the pair of Alice Ngọc Thương TayNinh from the Department of Information and Communication of Đồng Tháp Province won the first prize. In the men's double event, the first prize belonged to the pair of Alice Dong Phong and Dong Phong from the Ninh Post Office. In the men's double event, the pair of Alice Hoàng Phương Giang Công from VNPT TayNinh units won the first prize. On August 11, the Police Department for Administrative Management of Social Order, Ministry of Police Security, held a nationwide online conference to discuss and guide the implementation of the Project R6 model developed by the government. Colonel Trần Nhân Luận, Deputy Director of the Bronzo Police, was present at the TayNinh report. According to the statistics, there are currently 24 models that can be deployed immediately. For models that have not been implemented, and the Police Department for Administrative Management of Social Order. Ministry of Public Security is reviewing and developing solutions for pilot implementation. 15 models that need to choose deployment units, 27 models that require investment funds to purchase equipment, and 60 models that require investment funds to purchase equipment. Among the 43 project models are 5 models of utility roles for handling administrative procedure and providing all public service, 17 models of utility roles for socio-economic development, 11 models of utility roles to serve digital citizens, 3 models of role of digitalization, creation of shared data on the National Population Database System, for administrative reform, and 7 models of role serving to regulate the governance. Leaders at all levels must take action. During the conference, the local working group and staff from the National Population Data Center, the Police Department for Administrative Management of Social Order chance, clarify and answer questions about social order related to the steps of implementing the models in locality and units to expedite the implementation of the models. Leaders of the Police Department for Administrative Management of Social Order and Senior Lieutenant Colonel Nguyễn Thành Vinh, Director of the National Population Data Center, presented at the conference step to the element 43 project models, such as models of deployment of 53 essential police service, models of public administration center automation via kiosk interaction, model of conducting at least 20 public service without the use of paper document, model of storing and certifying electronic document and document service people and businesses participating in the digital environment, the VNEID deployment model for all public service provision. On August 11, the TayNinh Province Market Management Department and the British American Tobacco Representative Office in Ho Chi Minh City, PAT, collaborated to organize a conference to disseminate and propagate the prevention and combat of smuggled cigarettes in the province. Delegates from the province functional force served and business households attended the conference. The Bronzo Information Management Department reported on the situation and results of anti-cigarette smuggling activities in 2022 and the first 6 months of 2023 at the conference, which have achieved many positive developments in the meantime due to many factors such as competitive advantage and very high profits of muscle tobacco products, objective factors such as the province's long rural border, numerous trails and openings that can be spread through and connected with the neighboring province, smuggler and illegal tobacco transporter trick and models of transportation are increasingly diverse, sophisticated, and frequently changed. In response to the aforementioned situation, the Department of Information Management has proposed numerous solutions to detect and handle cigarette smuggling violations as soon as possible. Delegates were able to disseminate and propagate the revisions of the law on tobacco prevention and control, information, education, and communication on tobacco prevention and control in the province. Introduce a number of legal revisions on dealing with acts of producing and trading in smuggled and counterfeit cigarettes. On August 11, the People Committee of Tam Ban Tao held a conference to evaluate and consider the application for recognition and completing the task of building a new rural area in 2022. According to the report of the People Committee of Tam Ban Tao, after more than 10 years of implementing the National Target Program on building new countryside, by the end of 2022, Tam Ban Tao had achieved 9/9 criteria for new rural areas at district level. 4/4 communes were recognized as meeting new rural standard. 6/6 wards were recognized as urban civilized wards, reaching 100%, of which Hưng Thuận commune was recognized as meeting advanced new rural standard, reached 25%. And the conference delegates and leaders of the Tao People Committee chance discussed and contributed many practical solutions to improve the quality of new rural construction toward higher goals. The Orion Square Nightfalls, People Life and Travel Rural Provincial Road 7A1, located near Yotin Lake, facing the risk of traffic accidents because there is no lighting system here. Route DT 7A1 from the junction of Yotin Lake, Yumachao Tao toward Bình Dương Province, especially the section route Phước An Hamlet, Phước Ninh Commune, Yumachao District. The number of trucks, there's a lot of traffic here. We're mentioning people visiting Yotin Lake also pass here a lot. However, this section of road does not have a lighting system, potentially causing traffic accidents. This section of road has many people of Vietnamese origin who have migrated really from Cambodia to live and build temporary houses along DT7A1. While the traffic density is very high, but children often go out to play. It's very dangerous. At night, when children run out into the street, they scream. When the car runs, they will again and run out and run the children in, so worry. It's dangerous on the street because I'm afraid people will fall asleep in the car. They will have to bundle it into the house. The life of some people here is quite precarious. The house is temporary, the income is there, the day is not. In addition to the problem of creating stable jobs for people of Vietnamese origin who emigrate freely from Cambodia, it is also necessary to improve their spiritual life. While waiting for a solution to the problems of the people, it's very necessary to light the street lights to ensure safe delivery and convenience for people to travel. Ladies and gentlemen, as the new contest in the 15th Southern Region Traditional Sport Festival of Information and Communications in the province 2023, mountain climbing is the new and typical content of the province, attracting more than 150 athletes. Members from the Department of Information and Communications of the Southern Region participated. Taking place at the mountain resort, athletes will participate in 2 individual events for men and women, starting from the monument of Nuba Dam Brave Warriors, following the walking path to Ba Pagoda and finish at Linh Sơn Thánh Mẫu Pagoda Palace. With a time of 60 minutes, the competition distance is 1.5 km with an altitude of 250 meters. A special feature of this year, which I think is very interesting, is that we will organize 2 new competitions, which are also TayNinh's specialty, which are mountain climbing and running, climbing from the foot of the mountain up to Ba Pagoda. But I believe this is a very interesting experience for others. TayNinh is very proud to host the traditional celebration of the information and communication industry. Coming to today's sport festival, we are very happy to welcome delegates from the units to exchange and learn. At the same time, TayNinh Province Postal Service is very eager to call the experience and share conquests of individuals as well as of the collective, and bring to TayNinh pride is the beautiful of Ba Đen Mountain.
Mang đến những cái niềm tự hào của Tây Ninh.
When climbing 1,500 meters, I felt very tired. I tried to go, but I did not expect the scenery to be very beautiful. When I got up, I feel the climate was very mild, cool. The temperature outside was 37, 39 degrees, but the way up the mountain very beautiful. I feel there is a passion and forward to come up here. I'm very happy. After an hour of exciting competition, the first prize in the men's event belonged to athlete Lê Hữu Lợi in the Department of Information and Communication. The first prize in the women's event went to athlete Trần Bộ Anh Thoa, Department of Information and Communication of Ho Chi Minh City.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.